Welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. We have another quick fix. And this is based on some of the feedback I've seen on the forums. They've changed yet again the armor weight thing, which was changed yesterday, but now I think they've kind of rolled it back a little bit. I don't know, and some other minor bits. So let's continue the campaign. I think we have a big battle waiting for us. Task Force, yes. Okay, so we have the New Zealand class of battlecruisers versus 5 battleships. 2 of them being pre-dreadnought and a battlecruisers. So 3. Wait. Did I not count this correctly? Yeah, that's a pre-dreadnought. These are dreadnoughts, and that's a dreadnought. And that's a battlecruiser. And we got some heavy cruisers and lots of other stuff. My fleet consists of those 4 battlecruisers, 4 heavies, 4 lights, and 4 DDs. Let's fight it out. So I'm outnumbered, but I should have the quality, which is kind of opposite of what I was hoping to go for in this campaign, trying to play as Colin. With my self-imposed limited budget per ship. But, you know, I can't really control what the AI does. So that's 4 battlecruisers, nicely lined up. Let's just HE on the secondaries, please. Minerva, you're back here alone. I guess that's not a big problem. These guys are neatly lined up. That's fine. You guys are all crisscrossed. I do not like that. Division 6, you can join that one. And you can just go all out on the HE. And I'm gonna limit you to 28 knots. These guys will also be limited to 28 knots. Because that's the speed at which my battle cruisers move at. Division 7, I'm gonna have you join that one. 28. And the DDs. You're gonna be my scouts. And you can also notch back to 28, Minerva. And the enemy smoke is spotted to the south. So yeah, once again outnumbered. But I don't think that's a big problem. Wait. Okay. Speed drop down. Times 10. Weather is good. +5. There we go. Contact is made. Actually notched down to 24. Smoke up. You dropped your torps, and you drop yours. Just straight into the formation, please. Minerva, this way. Okay, launch torpedoes on that one. See how long they travel. Lynette, you can go ahead and... okay. I was gonna have you retreat, but okay. Okay, they've all launched their torpedoes. Even though the max torpedo range is 4 kilometers. They're gonna keep traveling for a bit after that. Let's see. Yep, that's one battleship going down. Like, both the Germans and the Italians seem to be building ships that explode a lot. Which is fine by me. 4 knots. Secondaries on the DD. And secondaries on the light cruiser. Very nice. Everything seems to be working as intended. As far as my fleet goes. Oh, there goes another battleship. That's one of the pre-dreadnoughts. It didn't count. Like it's a boat that should have been scrapped at least 10 years ago. Let's do another sail by with the DDs. Try and drop some torpedoes at that battlecruiser. If it's alive by the time I get there. It will not be. Hydra. That's a dreadnought type battleship. Okay, it's time to turn. See what my new DDs can do. Beagle took a mean hit. You can detach and retreat if you live that long. Okay, battle cruisers, you can actually just speed up. I want you going straight into the enemy formation. Guns blazing. Might have wasted my DDs unnecessarily. And they were the new ones too. But that's okay. I think the Beagle is gonna sink. The other two might make it out. The Beagle might actually make it, because the light cruiser that was spotting her went down. You can join up with them. You guys can speed up. The Idra is going down. The Beagle survived. Very nice, very nice. You have torpedoes, don't you? Well, you didn't get to launch them. Very nice. And there she goes. Nice. Yeah. And like, I have no idea what the Italians are thinking. They had, early on in the campaign, the first war I fought against them, they had some amazing heavy cruisers that were, well, amazing for the time. Yeah, that's the class, the Maria Teresa class. What's the older class they had? Their original heavy cruisers. Like, these are pretty good ships. They got two 11.5-inch guns, fairly long-barreled. They got four 8.3-inch guns, also long-barreled. And even some 6.5-inch guns. And they had decent armor, like, speed not too terrible. 24.3 is not that great anymore, but it was very good for the time and still, like, workable. And as far as I remember, yeah, they had some armor. And then they... that's also a new class, but it's not very good. And they have stuff like this. Which has fewer guns, it's slower. It's got less armor. And I'm fairly certain that this class wasn't even using Krupp armor. The Maria Teresa class had Krupp 1 when they were made, which at that time that was state of the art. But some of their newer ships that I know are newer, like some of their dreadnought type battleships, they're using Harvey armor. Like what? I don't know. I don't know what's up with that. Let's see, who did the most damage? 49,000 out of the New Zealand. Yeah, I think she won. I think she won this turn, this round. Repulse, not that far behind. Lion, 31k. Princess Royal, 26k. I think they were farther behind in the formation. 25k out of the Venerable. So, yeah. Good performance out of my new ships. Couldn't really ask for more. You still have more ships left. I want to fight to the end. Like, they still have 102 ships left. That's more than what I have. And this fleet went back to port for repairs. Do I have any DDs like close by? Let's just tick this because this has not been fixed in the recent patch. Repairing 1 month. The New Zealand. Like, these guys didn't even have to go in for repairs. They just followed the rest of the formation. Now you can link up with them here. Now I can find some DDs somewhere. Yeah, these are damaged. Didn't I have a bunch of ships in the Mediterranean? My Indus class. They're in the Eastern Med. They are here. Okay. It will just have to be. Politics. I'm at war with France. I'm friendly with the Germans all of a sudden. And we got crop 4 coming in. Yeah. Control station, what's this? Plotting room. Still no oil, still no radar. Let's go, march. March on. War continues. Masses of dissatisfied pacifists protest and block the roads. What you propose to do? Use strong police forces to deter the crowd. Make an official statement that the government will offer financial aid to the needy. 1.2 billion. Like, my unrest is at 0. I don't care about my relations with the German Empire. Here we go. My Vanguard class. One, two. Again, two pre-dreadnoughts. The Sardegna. They are dreadnoughts. The Riso de Oro. They are dreadnoughts. That's a lot of battle cruisers. But I've not been impressed by what I've seen. This is most of the Italian Navy. Oh, excuse me. Let's fight. Yeah, this is gonna be a fight. Seriously outnumbered, but I'm very confident that my ships are good enough. My Vanguard battleships, not related to the one in the background, other than in name, are pretty much the best I can build at the moment. At a budget, but still. At a price tag of over 50 million, I don't think the Italians have anything that costs even half as much. Yep. That's 34 destroyers and torpedo boats. These are the old Indus class light cruisers, so I don't expect much from them, but never know. Why are you not just part of Division 1? That's what I want to know. And these guys are all nicely lined up. What's the top speed of these battleships? 25 knots. Guess that's the speed we are going at. You guys can also go down to 25. HE on mains and secondaries. DDs do DD things. You can be my lone scout. And you guys are ready to go. 25 knots, HE on the secondaries. Yeah. Where are you going? I'll just have you follow, yes. Fine, whatever. Enemy smoke is spotted east. Weather is good, plus 2.5. I want to go this way now. Can I get some torps in the water? We have torps in the water from the Mayfly. From the Torrens. And from the Saladin. All right. Very good so far. Frame rate is kind of taking a dump, to be expected, this many ships. One battleship going down. Incoming torpedoes. Did get a little bit closer than what I initially wanted. I forgot to micro my heavy cruisers, so they're now doing like an S thing. They're taking a lot of aggro, my cruisers. They're not the ones blowing up. You can slow down again to 25 knots. Like, the Italian formation is just an absolute cluster. What I would like to design in the future, or probably next campaign, I don't think this is gonna go on for too much longer, is a light cruiser or destroyer with lots and lots of like long-range torpedoes, specifically for these kinds of fleet encounters, where it can just launch a spread of torpedoes, because now with the accuracy nerf to torpedoes, they kind of just spread out a bit more into a formation like this. Where the enemy can't really avoid. Doris, you can actually detach from the formation. I want my heavy cruisers to just take a second line behind the battleships. Gladiator, you can detach and retreat. If you survive. Lights, you can smoke up. Why are you on AP? There goes the Mayfly. Why didn't you not launch your torps at the battleship? Okay, torps are in water. From at least the Saladin. Come on. Bastarda sinks. Heavy flooding. Skate is my one surviving DD. Retreat. I'm out of DDs. The enemy is not out of DDs because they had 34 of them. Champion sank. It was one of the Indus class light cruisers, so it's not one of the new kind of expensive ones. Yeah, this is one of the old Maria Teresa class. The Barham has been dishing out the damage. Like, the enemy is doing quite a bit of damage too, but with a fleet of this size, it is to be expected. Napoli. Good hits on Napoli. Seasoned crew on the Barham. Seasoned crew on the Vanguard. Regular on the Duncan. Seasoned on the Ramillies. Not quite veteran yet. Secondaries on that one. such an impressive sound to hear those 14-inch guns firing. They really stand out from the rest. And they're only 14-inch. They're far from the biggest guns you can get in this game. I have the Mark 1 15-inch researched, but I'm not gonna go for 15-inch until I get at least Mark 2 guns. Okay, you can actually speed up and catch up. Doris, you can't really do anything because you can only go 24 knots. I think it's better if you just retreat for now. You guys can also speed up. I was about to say that the speed at which I was killing enemy ships seemed to have reduced a bit, but I've forgotten to put the game speed back up to 5 times. Scipio Africano sinks structural damage. I saw her take some battleship fire. Could actually have been heavy cruisers. Okay, I want the battleships to fire at that battleship now. Secondaries on whatever that is. The enemy does seem to almost try to go come towards me now. Which is probably a good idea. Instead of just sitting there and getting shelled. Now you guys can slow down again because you've caught up with the formation. Secondaries on the DD. Light cruisers, you can actually just focus the DDs. Ramilis took some big hits. Ramilis, I want you to retreat. If at all possible. goes down. That's a dreadnought. Please make it not be a dreadnought anymore. What happened to the Vanguard? Is that an ammo explosion? Barham, you've also taken a bit more than you should be able to chew. That makes Duncan my sole remaining fully functioning battleship. Ramillies is limping away. Barham is afloat. Engines are down. Finish off that heavy cruiser. Possible, I would like to not lose any of my battleships. But there's not much that can be done to save the Vanguard, I think. Other than just killing any nearby Italian warship and hoping I can disengage. Duke of York has also taken a lot of damage. Solferino should be getting dead soon. Torpedo boats coming in from the north. Light cruisers, you just have to go and try and cut them off. While the rest of my fleet has to try and kind of circle the wagons around the Vanguard and the Barham. If that is at all possible. Well, from the north, I meant from the southwest. The Loche. kind of a dumb looking boat. Torpedoes coming in against the Vanguard. I think the Vanguard was able to avoid all of them. But she's down to 1% structural integrity. No, I think she took some torps because she's flooding. I think the Vanguard is a lost cause. Vanguard sinks, then I will try to just get away. I think I can sink some more ships first. Veloce. Vanguard sank. Structural damage. I think she suffered an ammo explosion, but it wasn't enough to outright kill her. Probably because I've what are you doing? Just detach. Probably because I invested some money in barbette armor and stuff, and Citadel. It's not like a violent chain reaction as we've seen happen to German and Italian battleships. Speaking of which, Duke of York. You can also detach. Well, the Brilliant and Mohawk can still do some maneuvering. What kind of class is this? It's one of those dumb boats. There we go. Pen flooding. Other than being really slow from damaged engines, the Barham is pretty much operational. Ramillies also not too bad off, so I lost one battleship, one light, and some of my DDs. Ramillies, can you hit that one? Duncan, can you hit that one? get some more battleship fire coming in at the battlecruiser here. There we go. Just focus everything. Everything that can still fire. I want this gone before I end the battle. Something got hit along the way. This is not a completely terrible ship. We got Mark III, very long barrel, 12-inch guns. Okay. Well, these battle cruisers should perhaps have been focused a bit more. Many bulkheads, 26.4 knots, 11-inch main belt. Krug 3. Okay, so this is a decent ship. $25 million price tag. Yeah, this is quite a decent ship. Gonna have to focus those more in the future. One of the pre-dreadnoughts survived. The other 5 battleships were sunk. Flora class battlecruiser. Those are the ones. Yeah. I don't think these are the same battlecruisers I've faced before from the Italians, because these were actually quite capable. I've sunk a bunch of heavy cruisers. Like, I sunk 53 ships. That's not terrible, even though the loss of the Vanguard, like if you can compare the price tag of that ship, 50 million, to, okay, that's a pre-dreadnought, 15. Twice as much as the Flora class. Let's take a look at the ship stats nation. Battleship Barham did 57,000. Ramillies 52,000. Vanguard 67,000. Took 10,000 in return. What was the last of my battleships? Duncan 63,000. Very nice. My light cruisers didn't really do that much, but they are of the older Indus class. They are the 5 I didn't scrap because I already had them down in the Mediterranean. The DDs kind of died a bit soon. Let's see, who did damage among the enemy fleet? This battlecruiser did 6,000. 10,000. $8,300. 10,000 for this one. Battleship. Anyone kind of standing out here? 6,500. 9.4 thousand. Okay. So Italian Flora class battlecruisers, quite capable. Should be focused more in the future. Speaking of which, here we have some more. These are my upgraded Victorious class battleships. They initially had a price tag of 20 something million. Upgraded they cost 32 million, but that's a lot less than the Vanguards at 50. And my upgraded New Zealand. One upgraded New Zealand and 4 of the upgraded Indomitables. But this time the Italians don't have that big of a fleet. Thick. They had a bit over 100 ships, and I sunk 53 in the last battle. That means the Italian Navy has been... well, it's half of what it was. Okay, what is this? Division 1. Why are you just not in the same division? Can you tell me why? Lord Clyde and Furious. Lord Warden, you're a different class. Lord Warden is a New Zealand, the other ones are Indomitables. But the Indomitables have been upgraded, so they are actually now faster. Durban. Okay, here we have a good line. That's the Calliope class of light cruisers. HE. And we got some DDs. No, these are also light cruisers. Never mind. Here we have some DDs. And here. Okay, I want this formation to just retreat. And you guys can also retreat, because you're just kind of in the way. Now everyone is gonna crash. .26 knots. My light cruisers, you can just follow the main fleet. Okay. Never mind. The enemy is found. I don't need scouts. Weather is bad. How bad? Minus 25, 27 and a half. That's one battleship being reduced very quickly. That's one battlecruiser dead already. Okay, that was all of them. That went a little bit better. So did my like my battlecruisers did fine, battleships did fine. Like, yeah, that's... And no single one ship standing out. I think it's more down to what they had time to actually fire at before the battle ended. Okay. Against the French. It's... okay. Okay, fine. That's a very heavy lineup on my part. It's it's those three battleships that went solo against a well, not solo. There were three of them, but that went against an entire Italian task force last episode, and they were intended to reinforce another one of my formations, but they just never got that far before the war started. Okay, so these are my battleships. The Prince of Wales class. Battlecruisers, New Zealand class. Because you can keep the same speed. And we have two light cruisers. I can split you up and just have you individually. There you go. Contact is made. Spotted by the light cruisers. It was probably more like 12 kilometers when they were spotted. They have now spotted the enemy lighter ships, the DDs and stuff. Okay, you can join up again with Division 3. Actually, you can detach again and retreat under smoke. Because he took a bit too much flak. Secondaries on the Claymore. Is that a Scottish ship? Are they in the war too? Okay, she got torpedoes away. But it was too late because I sank all of them. I was about to go full panic mode and start like splitting up the division to go torpedo beat avoiding. But if you just sink the entire fleet before the torpedoes have time to make an impact, then you don't have to. That's a big brain move on my part. Calliope versus whatever that boat is supposed to be. Is that a new light cruiser class? I don't think I've seen that one before. It's cheaper than mine, but that's still pretty pricey for a light cruiser. At least you can see from the price tag that it's not one of the light cruisers from like 1905 or something, because they were usually around 2, 3, maybe 4 million. Yeah. Let's go find the enemy. The enemy is found. Weather is alright, -5. I can go 30 and still get my my accuracy boost. Turn. Torpedoes were in the water. I think they were launched before I slowed down. Or as I was decelerating. Accuracy is still not the best. I mean, you don't get that hull stability bonus that you get on the big battleships. Part of that is because it's a light cruiser, and part of it is because well, I had to shrink down the hull to build it on a budget. The pitch and roll ain't too bad, actually. Guns are going everywhere. She supposedly has a seasoned crew. Oh, my transports. I was supposed to save you guys. Torpedo. I might need faster turning guns on my next light cruiser class. I have 6-inch main boat. You have 5.2. But in my opinion, I have the prettier ship. And that's what's important. There we go. Torpedo detonation. That's what you get for bringing torpedoes. Let's get around her. Get to the flank. Get all those guns firing. Like, this is perhaps the first light cruiser class I've designed in this game that I actually don't dislike. Come on, just sink. There we go. We're done for. Not too bad, not too bad. And I think that's the end of this episode. Because there were no more battles this turn. And if I hit next turn, then I will probably get a bunch of them. So that will be an episode all unto its own. Crop 4 coming in 2 months. I mean, I lost the Vanguard. Gonna need some new battleships. Maybe on a new battleship hull? I don't know. What else am I getting? Hopefully Mark II 15-inch. That would be fine. That would be fine. Well, goodbye and take care.